Hello, I'm Congressman Jim Clyburn. It is my honor to help welcome you to the WIRE's annual spring meeting. WIRES is becoming a leader in developing effective transmission solutions for our increasingly electrified economy, and I'm proud to support your important work. I want to begin by thanking the WIRES Board of Directors and officers, especially the WIRES Executive Director, Larry Gastiger. This gathering today of the country's leading transmission companies and organizations wouldn't be possible without their leadership on this critical issue. When Congress passed the Infrastructure Bill and Inflation Reduction Act last year, we made historic investments in clean energy technologies that will set forth a new era of American innovation and drastically reduce our emissions. New incentives will make electric vehicles and appliances more affordable and jumpstart the United States manufacturing of solar panels, wind turbines, and energy storage technology, and accelerate the deployment of clean sources of electricity across the country. However, this legislation on its own is not enough. To maximize the investments we make, we must also invest in updating our nation's transmission lines. We must increase the capacity of our electric grid to handle the influx of new clean electricity generation, as well as to match energy generation from places of peak supply to places of peak demand. This will require policymakers, regulators, and industry groups to coordinate and develop a national strategy that removes barriers to interregional transmission development and streamlines the permitting process. Additionally, we must also be diligent in ensuring new investments in transmission lines are shared equitably across communities. The Inflation Reduction Act will go a long way to help lower-income communities gain access to affordable, clean energy sources and energy efficiency technologies. It's essential that transmission and investments share the same concern for these communities. This is especially important since lower-income communities have historically carried the costs of large-scale infrastructure investments without receiving much of the benefits. As our country builds out the long-distance transmission lines needed for a more resilient and clean future, we must make sure communities that are affected are included in the planning process and the benefits are equitably distributed. In Congress, I will continue seeking consensus on reforms that will pave the way for transmission infrastructure that supports the investments we have already made. I know how important increasing access to clean energy and grid resiliency is for my district and for our country. And so, I'm committed to addressing the economic, environmental, and coordination challenges that stand in the way of progress. Your expertise will be tremendous resources in helping guide regulators and policymakers in solving these issues. I urge your continued participation in the legislative process so that we can work together to address one of the most important challenges of our time. Together, we can build a clean, resilient, and equitable grid that will power America's economy for the 21st century. Thank you, good luck, and Godspeed.